To understand Richard Mille, you've got to understand the man. Richard Mille wasn't some lifelong watchmaker. He was a businessman in the watch industry, managing brands like Mauboussin until he got fed up. He believed the luxury watch world was stale. Same designs, same complications, zero innovation. So in 1999, at 50 years old, he launched a brand that would become the Tesla of timepieces. Radical, disruptive, unapologetically different. His mission? Create the Formula One car of watches. The first model dropped in 2001. Price tag? £135,000. People said he was crazy, and yet it sold out. What sets Richard Mille apart visually is that it doesn't try to look like a Rolex or a Patek. He created his own design language. A Richard Mille isn't round, it's not square, it's not flashy in the traditional sense, it's a tonneau-shaped, skeletonized beast. Inspired by race car aerodynamics. Those visible gears, that's not for flex, that's his entire philosophy, transparency, both literally and in craftsmanship. Each watch is a window into the mechanics of perfection. Ever heard of carbon TPT, little alloy, quartz TPT? You probably haven't, because nobody in the watch world was using them before Mille. Richard Mille watches are made of materials used in F1, satellites, and aerospace components. Why? Because Mille didn't care about gold or diamonds. He wanted the lightest, strongest, most futuristic machines possible. Some RM models weigh less than a credit card, but they can survive shocks of over 10,000 Gs. It's the equivalent of putting a Rolex on a fighter jet and expecting it to survive a crash. Now comes the question everyone asks. Why so expensive? Simple answer, scarcity and status. Mille makes only about 5,000 watches a year, compared to Rolex, which makes over 1 million. He doesn't want to scale, he wants to remain exclusive. You can't walk into a store and buy one. Even if you have the money, it's like trying to buy a Ferrari F XXK. You don't just need money, you need to be invited. That artificial scarcity, it fuels demand and skyrockets value. Here's where it gets spicy, because Richard Mille watches don't just hold their value, many of them skyrocket. The RM11, which sold for £80,000 in the early 2010s, now goes for over £250,000 on the resale market. Collectors see them as wearable assets, even better than art. But it's not all praise. Some call Richard Mille watches vulgar, overhyped, more of a flex than a horological achievement. And sure, some models can feel more like sculptures than tools. Mille isn't trying to be Patek. He's building a new category entirely. In just 2 decades, Richard Mille has gone from a startup to one of the most talked about names in luxury. He's reinvented how we think about watches, turning them into symbols of tech, design, exclusivity, and cultural cachet. And with new innovations on the horizon, the brand shows no sign of slowing down. In fact, the resale market keeps proving one thing. These aren't just watches, they're statements. And in the world of ultra luxury, that's priceless.